For most of us, it's easy to remember to change our engine oil and our air filters. But if you really love your Wrangler, you're going to want to change your transfer case fluid too. It's easy to do, and there's minimal tools and supplies needed. In severe use such as off-roading, stop-and-go traffic, and towing, Jeep recommends that you check your fluid every 30,000 miles and change it every 60. Now, if you don't meet any of that criteria, they say that you're good until 120,000 miles. I don't know if that's a great idea, because for under 20 bucks you can change it. It's an easy job that anyone can do with the right tools. A little bit of oil and some shop towels and you're good to go. With that, let's go ahead and get started. All of this is going to be in the video description, but here's what you're going to need for the job. Something to catch the oil with, a torque wrench that sets to 21 foot-pounds or 252 inch-pounds, either a 3/8 drive or a 1/2 inch drive ratchet. And you will need a 13 millimeter socket, an 18 millimeter socket, and a 10 millimeter hex bit, aka an Allen head socket. And just like in my ZF8 speed transmission fluid and filter change video, I'm going to be using my Home Depot multi-purpose sprayer as a transfer pump to put in this Valvoline ATF Plus 4. If you decide you want to use a multi-purpose sprayer as a transfer pump too, then you need to get one that is compatible with the oils that you're going to put in it. And you'll also need to remove the spray pattern nozzle out of the end. I find it flows the fastest when you pull the trigger and pump at the same time. All right, so I'm down here and I've noticed that there's a difference between this transfer case and what is pictured in my owner's manual. I'll show you on the screen right here. Now, what I have on the vehicle and what it shows in all data is this is the fill hole, and this is the drain. Your owner's manual may not be correct. It's not a big deal though. You still fill them the same way. It's just instead of the hole, the fill hole being over here, like it is in the owner's manual, it may be over here. It looks like this drain hole is in the same location. And here is that coolant line skid plate for the 3.6E torque that I was telling you about. Here's the coolant lines to run over the top. They go back to the lithium hybrid battery, which starts right here. I don't think I'm going to take everything off. I'm going to take my chances and see how it turns out. Just removing the drain plug right there, and we'll find out how big a mess it makes. If it's huge, I'll let you know. If not, then I'll tell you that too, and you can decide for yourself. I do think that the 2.0, I had a 2.0, but I can't recall. I think it did have a plate like this as well. Okay, first things first, just like on a differential, you might be able to get the fluid out, but you'll be stuck if you can't get the fluid back in. So always remove the fill plug first before you remove the drain plug and let all your fluid out. All right, so I've got the hex socket in there. Make sure you push it all the way in, wiggle and everything. There might be dirt keeping it from fully engaging. If you need to, pull it back out, stick something in there, clean out any dirt, mud, anything like that that would keep you from getting full engagement. So make sure it's all the way in there, then try to break it loose. That's why I've got this on a 1/2 inch drive ratchet. It's longer. It should only be in there at 21 foot-pounds. So yeah, it was easy to get started and turning. Okay, so I've got my used oil catch pan in place. I didn't say anything yet, but take your vehicle through a car wash if you've got some mud under here to try to clean it up so dirt and debris doesn't fall down into these openings. You're going to have it open for a few minutes, so it's a good idea to keep things out by washing it before you actually work on it. All right, so we've got that fill plug broke loose. Now we just need to get the drain plug broken loose. There we go. We're getting movement. All right, removing it the rest of the way by hand. It may try to shoot out, so you just kind of hold that plug in place and slowly pull it away. It looks like it's staying on this end of the skid plate, so that's good. Not a huge mess yet. It does go to the other side over here. All right, let's leave that to drain and go clean these plugs off. Okay, here is the fill plug and the drain plug. They're exactly the same. Just like in a transmission, it looks like there is some very fine particles in there, kind of indicating where this might be from chain and gear break-in, or this could very well be from the 4-high auto clutch packs. That particular transfer case with the clutch packs in it, like the 392 has, that might be some friction and steel where, again, it's not gritty, so nothing to be worried about. And I'm going to take a wire brush here, clean the threads, and get this ready for yellow Teflon tape. You don't have to have a brush, but it's just nice and it goes a little quicker. So now we've got both plugs cleaned up and ready to go. Now it's time to install the yellow thread tape, or you can use the Permatex high temperature thread sealant if you choose. But I've already got this thread tape and that's what I'm going to use. It is thicker than normal. As a result, it does not stick to the threads as well, but I'm going to try to show you as best as I can on camera how to put the thread tape on. So looking at the threads, they're angled this way. All right, so on the inside edge, that's going to be on the inside of the transfer case, that smooth side there. We're going to find the threads down here close to the end, and we're going to leave one thread exposed. Try to find where the thread starts. Looks about like right here. Leave one thread exposed so it actually starts, and we'll go into the transfer case. This thread tape is rated to 450 degrees. It is thicker than normal and it's a little harder to work with. So you want to pull it tight enough where it goes down in those threads. And I'd go around about 1.5, 2 times at least. Let's go 2. More is better, right? All right, that's 2 right there. And because it's so thick, it's hard to just tear off cleanly. I'm actually going to cut it with a razor blade, try not to cut myself, which doesn't always work out. See, I told you. It's like trying to cut. Here we go. This might be the angle I need to not cut myself. There you go. All right. Just lay it flat. Push it into the threads. I like to squeeze, help push it in a little bit more. All right, this stuff ain't going anywhere. All right, now let's look and see if I did it right. All right, so one thread through here. Yeah. So that looks good to go. And I'm gonna do it on the other one and we'll put them back in. All right, so I've let it sit for quite a while and there's no mess on the ground, so this worked. This is after 4 years and 105,000 miles. I do have the 4-high auto transfer case, just like the 392 does. I don't know if it's the same transfer case, but they both have clutch packs in them. I don't know if that's a factor. I do see a little bit of debris in there That could be from the clutch packs. Now it's time to put the drain plug back in. Torque the drain plug to 21 foot-pounds or 252 inch-pounds. What your transfer case does is transfers power from the back of your transmission through some gears and a chain drive to the front tires. That's what gives you four-wheel drive. Remember, nice smooth movements on your torque wrenches. Now we're going to fill the transfer case until the fluid runs back out. Put your fill plug back in, and you're going to tighten that to 21 foot-pounds or 252 inch-pounds as well. So even though I decided not to take the transfer case skid plate out, which in hindsight, I'll probably do next time, it was kind of a wash on saving work, but I wanted to make sure I gave you guys accurate information, enough to do the job completely if you chose to remove the skid plate. I wanted to make sure I gave you the right torque specs. And the one that I'd seen floating around of 55 and 48, 55 sounds okay for anything tied to the frame, but the 48 number, that kind of made me question a lot. That we're talking the ones that take the 13mm socket. I pulled one out, and those are actually M8 fasteners, and the highest those would go, according to Fastenal, would be 29 foot-pounds in the best case scenario. Well, that's nowhere near 48. So I went back into all data for this particular Jeep and looked up the tables. And in that region, I found a listing for an M8 fastener, and that's what we're going with. We're going with 16 foot-pounds. So now let's get under the Jeep, and I'll point those out to you, okay? Being that those are M8 fasteners, I just wanted to reiterate the importance of not over torquing those. 48 foot-pounds is too far, so I don't want anybody viewing these videos to break studs or their bolts. Best case scenario, you're going to stretch it, it's going to lose strength, it's going to break at an inopportune time, and it will at least lose clamping force. Okay, so you're going to torque this bolt to 55 foot-pounds. This one, 55, 55, and the other frame rail on the furthest bolt outwards, that's 55 as well. Now, just above this nut right here, which I just picked up with the magnet, it goes to the fuel tank strap. Those will be torqued to 16 foot-pounds. Now I'm going to put some blue thread locker on there to make sure it doesn't go anywhere with all the vibration going off-road and all that. And this is an M8 fastener as well, just like those nuts are. You got one here and one here that will be torqued to 16 foot-pounds. Now I was incorrect earlier. These are not coolant lines. They're wrapped in fabric, so I couldn't see. I forgot that those are actually over here. These are the electrical lines for the lithium battery right here. So that's what you're removing, is the front portion of the skid plate. I think you can slide this out without removing these bolts up here. But yeah, there's all the numbers that you need to finish up the job and remove the skid plate and reinstall it. Guys, I've got a goal of hitting 500 subscribers. We're getting closer, but I could use your help. If you found the video helpful, please leave a like. Maybe you even picked up some information that you didn't hear in any other video. If you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.